There was never a point in time in that first half when Chelsea had the ball and I felt something could come out of it. Funner, because we need to have words, bro. To get spun by a player that hasn't scored a goal in 2 years or so is diabolical. Taking changes in the second half. When I saw Neto go off, I knew it was about time. I knew Rosinier wasn't playing. Okay. And João Pedro. My goodness, boy, take off.
Let's not forget Kopama made that pass.
See that pass Kopama made? Not everybody on the pitch will make that pass. That's why that boy is special. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Kingsville Realm. Welcome back to Top 8. Yes, yesterday we were able to secure Top 8 in the Champions League. On the last night, after ups and downs, we finally did it. It's secured. We don't have any extra games in February now. We can relax and wait for the knockout games in the round of 16. Okay, we leave the playoff rounds to the Madrids and the Inter Milans, and we can just stay comfy and wait. But it wasn't as easy as we thought it was supposed to be, because yesterday, let's be honest, we faced a Napoli side that has a lot of injuries, right? They have a lot of players missing. De Bruyne, Gilmore, Anguissa, so many different players missing, so many players out of their lineup, and yet they were able to put up a fight. And I feel like they didn't put up a fight because they were that good. They put up a fight because we had a terrible first half. Okay, we had a first half where instead of us going into the game with purpose to kill it, we went to try out new things. We went out to play a different kind of way, a different kind of system. And initially, for like the first 15 to 20 minutes, it worked well because Napoli didn't know what was happening. Get me? I feel like they were taken a bit aback by the setup, to see regimes and defense. I'm not sure Conte planned for that. To see some of the players in the positions they were playing was a bit weird, I didn't even know what was happening. It looked like Esteban and Enzo Fernandez were in the twin tens. João Pedro was a lone wolf. At some point, it looked like Neto was playing wing back. James was centre back, like I said. It was all over the place. You get me? That first half wasn't great. We couldn't keep the ball. The build-up wasn't great. We looked so non-lethal. We didn't look threatening. We didn't look like a problem. We didn't look like we had anything to offer going forward, right? Obviously, we get the free kick in the first half through João Pedro, and then get the penalty, and it's well converted by Enzo Fernandez, who had a great performance, by the way. But we didn't look threatening that whole first half. There was never a point in time in that first half when Chelsea had the ball and I felt something could come out of it, because it was aimless play, aimless possession that doesn't lead you to nothing. That's what we were doing in the first half yesterday. But we score first, and then immediately we score. It's like Napoli have woken up. They've decided to take more charge of the game, do more, play more, and they get their goal back. And for that goal that we conceded, Funner, we need to have words, bro. To get spun by a player that hasn't scored a goal in 2 years or so is diabolical. It's simply diabolical, bro. 2 years. A botched Maradona spin. Nah, man, you can do better than that. But people compare you to Gabriel for Arsenal. You think Gabriel is getting spun like that? Man, move, man. Yeah, bro. You are at the scene of too many crimes at Chelsea Football Club nowadays, bro. We used to hang our hat on you and say that you are the best centre back in. And then when you return, we have stability. Bro, ever since you came back, it's like you've been affected by the Bozo virus. You're doing a lot of Bozo moments. He has this thing where he doesn't track properly in the box, whether it's a set piece or it's a crossing. He just loses a man. He's just guarding wind and space. He's like an avatar. He's just guarding the 5 elements, forgetting. Did I say 5 elements? 4 elements, forgetting that human beings are what he's supposed to be guarding because he's a centre back. You get me? And he got spun. Well, great goal. He got spun and they score. And then the second goal again, as the centre back, the only centre back on the pitch, I expect you to read the game. I expect you to know the dangers and what's happening. I expect you to read Højlund's run because you are an actual centre back. Okay, you should be telling your players, hey, watch the run, do this. You should be instructing because you are the senior centre back. James is a right back / midfielder. He's not a centre back. You are the centre back. You should take command. But he didn't. And then just like that, it's 2-1, and we feel like deja vu. If it feels like deja vu, it feels like everything we worked for is gonna go down the drain. Feels like we're gonna go back to the playoffs, and that's how we end the first half. We end the first half 2-1 down after a nothing performance, and then we were expecting changes in the second half. When I saw Neto go off, I knew it was about time. I knew Rosinia wasn't playing. Okay, to have the balls to take off Netanyahu, as CB calls him, to take off Netanyahu and all the crimes he commits on the football pitch, to take him off and bring on Cole Palmer was a good sign to me. And at one point in the match, we had Cole Palmer, João Pedro, Estevao as the front three, with Andrew Santos, Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez behind them. Okay, that's a good team. And if you cannot create chances with that team, I don't know what's gonna happen. And good on us, we did create chances. But I feel like the real impact came when Chalobah came on. Okay, when Santos came off and we brought on, I think, Bino Gittins as well. When those changes were made, that meant we could go back into a proper back four, right? A proper back four with Cucurella, Chalobah, Fofana, and James, and then have your Caicedo and Enzo, and then have your Palmer in the 10 pulling the strings. You can put Estevao on the other side, put Gittins on one side, and have João Pedro in the middle. That is a more stable lineup. That's more familiar to the players. And the moment we switched into something similar, the players didn't even have to be in their natural positions. They could be floating. But because it's a familiar play style, it's a familiar scenery, they were automatically better. You get me? So it was after that tactical change and that formation change that Chelsea began to get more control. I felt more safe. I knew a goal was coming when we switched up things because we started bopping the ball properly. And João Pedro, my goodness, boy, take a bow. This is the João Pedro we've been waiting for this whole time. We know you can hit the ball. Okay, because during the Club World Cup, you sent me screaming, pause. You made me shout, pause again. Okay, you can hit the ball properly. So just hit the fucking ball. We know we're not going to score every time, but you never know. It could be saved. There could be a rebound for somebody. There could be a corner kick. You just take more shots because you are a quality shooter, bro. We just need more of that. That goal was special, out of nothing. The control to get it out of his body, away from the defenders, take it away, and lash it with his left foot. Beautiful goal. Let's not forget Cole Palmer made that pass. See that pass Cole Palmer made? Not everybody on the pitch will make that pass. That's why that boy is special. I've been hearing people say, you know what, just let Palmer go. I mean, he has not been the same in the last 2 seasons and he's a pill shot. Bro, shut the fuck up. It's called Jermaine Palmer. Okay? He's not 100%. You can see the guy is playing on one leg, but he's still quality. Still quality. If there was no World Cup coming up, Chelsea would not in the Champions League. I think Cole Palmer would have already been shipped off to have surgery or something. Because he doesn't look fit. But he's playing through pain to make sure that we get what we need to get done. And yesterday he was special. People are not even mentioning his name because João Pedro scored 2 beautiful goals. Who assisted those beautiful goals? I told you that Cole Palmer João Pedro link up will be diabolical. It will be a menace. See, that link up and sprinkle a little bit of Estevao in there, that will be a problem. See the way João Pedro lashed that ball. And then the third goal. Well done by Fofana in defense. Ball comes to Cole Palmer again. Tries to fend off 2 players. A little flick. Gives it to Enzo. Ball back to Palmer. Straight ahead. He sees João Pedro. Sees a man. And he plays that ball. On God, if it was Neto, he would have done something stupid. If it was Pedro Neto, he would have done something stupid. Palmer plays the ball. And I feel like João Pedro would have passed the ball if Garnacho made a better run. But because Garnacho is a confused soul, and he's not serious in life, and he doesn't have proper offensive awareness, he doesn't know his area and how to run properly, he left João Pedro no option but to shoot. And João Pedro shot, and it was the best decision he took. Because that put Chelsea 3-2 ahead and puts us right back where we belonged in that top 8. And that's fantastic. Great game. Because sometimes you need to take the game by the scruff of the neck. It's not always jinky-majinky. Okay, sometimes you need to put your foot through the ball. And it's in a game of football, it's not always gonna be about the tactics and pass here and invert here and do that. Sometimes you need a bit of individual quality. That's why players like Esteval, players like Cole Palmer, players like João Pedro are important in a team. If you want P, then you can bring on your Neto and Garnachos in games where you need pure pace and nothing else. But when it comes to quality football, quality on the ball, ability to make things happen out of nothing, people seeing passes that others don't see, you need special players like these to do the job. And yesterday they did the job. Kopama came on and casually dropped 2 assists and just left. Like nothing happened. Clean job, bro. Clean job. Does it properly. João Pedro, great finishes. I've seen João Pedro in the last few games. He's been moving warm. It's time for him to get warm. January João Pedro is in the building, okay? The same way we had January Dembele last season, we have January João Pedro. And he's moving warm. And I think he should just keep playing. Because if this is how you're going to be performing, we'll be getting more points. So it was a great performance in the second half. A game of 2 halves. A disaster class in the first half and a good second half. And for Liam Rosini, I think what I liked about what he did yesterday, I don't really like praising people for making mistakes and then correcting them. But in my eye, for you to take accountability and not be so rigid and say, you know what, this is what we're doing it to the end, whether we win or we lose, this is what we're sticking to. And to actually change up the formation, change up the play style and everything, and then get your players to play the way they're comfortable. And get a win as well. Hands up, bro. Good in-game management, good subs. And you can see when we got that third goal, we brought somebody to show up the defense and then lock off everything. It's been good so far. Okay, 5 wins out of his first 6 games. That's a good return. I have no complaints. I'm happy. All I'm gonna say is that Graham Potter was very good in his first 8 games for Chelsea, and then he went to shit. But with Liam Rosini, it looks like he has a better connection with the players. It's like they're boys, you get me? When your boy is putting you in the best place, you're confident to do stuff. So, I mean, if this is how it's going to continue, then we can't really complain. But we all still block out. They can leave. They don't do the right recruitment. But great win yesterday. Let's just forget about the ownership and everything and praise the players and the manager for a good job well done. Now we can relax and look onto the Premier League and our next and second leg against Arsenal. After the press conference from him, that will be tomorrow. I think I'll get the preview down and I'll put it on the page because we have West Ham and they are also looking quite good. So hopefully we can beat West Ham and then can you imagine? That would be 6 wins out of the first 7 games. He's actually doing a good job, you know. Doing a very low-key good job. But we'll wait to see what was gonna happen. But if you've watched this long, thank you for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk more.